feed him. Yeah. No, that leg just went dumb. The leg is no. I see it. I see it. Any part of that motherfucker is going to sleep.
I try to warn you all, but you just wouldn't listen. Breaking news. Jack Catterall versus Arnold Barboza is reportedly now agreed for February 15th in Manchester, baby. Fight was previously ordered as a final eliminator to determine the next mandatory challenger for Teofimo's WBO super lightweight world title, according to Boxing News ED. Now, who is this bad news for? Certainly not Jack Catterall or Arnold Barboza. Congrats to them. I think that's a good fight. And Barboza, he fought on the Haney-Garcia undercard, and that was a tough fight. I thought he lost it. Judges gave it to him on a Golden Boy card. Then he comes back and beats a name in Jose Ramirez. So he's earned his position. He's called out Teofimo. Teofimo was like, in the behind-the-scenes leaked audio, he said something like, keep that guy out the ring, keep him away from me. I don't ever want to fight Barboza. So Barboza has been earnestly working to try to get a big fight. So Jack Catterall's here. Catterall, he got robbed in the Josh Taylor fight, the first one. Comes back, beats Josh Taylor, boom. And then he fights Regis Prograis, drops him a couple of times and beats him cleanly. And now he's here. So I like that fight. The winner should get Teofimo, which I also like, because Teofimo versus the winner, he's going to be forced to fight Barboza, a guy he said he never wanted to fight, or he's going to be forced to fight Jack Catterall, because this is looking like a final eliminator situation. So that is good. So that's option one. Option two is Teofimo relinquishes his belt, vacates his belt, maybe says, hey, I'm moving up to 147, and moves from 140 to 147 with losing his belt. And then the winner of Barboza Catterall will likely be elevated, I would imagine, to the full champion. I don't know that, but that looks like a strong possibility. And then Teofimo, he said he's pursuing Jaron Ennis. Now he'll be at 47, so he can do that. So I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're like, yo, but Ego, you said bad news at the beginning of this video. Get to the point, man. You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe? Say, man, I ain't falling for no banana in the tailpipe. Right? Y'all scratching your head like, where's the bad news? Or who is the bad news to? Devin Haney. Like I told you, I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Reason I say Devin Haney is because Devin Haney has pitched, since the Ryan Garcia fight, a couple different options, and it doesn't look like, for one reason or another, that he's going to get those options, right? So starting off, Devin Haney, since the Ryan fight, has turned down some fights, right? Liam Paro, Eddie Hearn, they were trying to work with Devin Haney. Liam Paro, who just lost his title to Richardson Hitchens, he said that Devin Haney wanted ridiculous, silly money, so the fight never came off. Before that, Devin Haney as the WBC champion, because Ryan missed weight, so Devin remained a champion despite initially the fight being ruled a loss, right? And he was supposed to fight his mandatory. In fact, Sandor Martin, his mandatory, he had to pay him step-aside money to fight Ryan Garcia. So as you guys can see, the decision from the Haneys to pursue Ryan Garcia and clout chase Tank Davis, his fight and think you could do better, has drastically backfired, because you didn't do better than Tank, which hurt. You end up getting dropped a gang of times, and now people are questioning your chin and things like that. And his brand has taken a major nosedive, right? And you could have just not paid, and you had to lose $300K or whatever to Sandor Martin just to not fight him. So you paid him step-aside money. You were better off fighting Sandor Martin, and even if you lost that, it probably wouldn't have been as violent as the Ryan Garcia fight when Ryan let his hands go, right? So Sandor Martin is another person, like Liam Paro. Teofimo said he sent an offer to Devin Haney, and it was turned down. So now you got to look at some of the names that Devin threw out there, right? Devin Haney said, "Oh, Mauricio," and he was responding to a tweet from Mauricio Suleiman of the WBC, and he was trying to get a fight with Barrios. Barrios looks like he's probably fighting Pacquiao, maybe Conor Benn, and Devin is not in the mix there, right? You look at who else is there. El Rayo and Gary Antoine Russell, to my knowledge, have a fight. Liam Paro just lost his belt. Richardson Hitchens did call out Devin Haney. I made a video about that, so that's an option. Pitbull Cruz already has a fight. Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield already have a fight. Gervonta Davis, Lamont Roach already have fights, right? Frank Martin, maybe that's an option. He's moving up to 140. So the pickings are looking slim overall. And now with Jack Catterall Barboza, like I told you, going on in February, that's another name that Devin Haney had acted like he wanted to fight, Jack Catterall. In fact, he put out a tweet and he says that Turki Al-Sheikh is the only one that can make the fight. Well, guess what? Eddie Hearn is putting on this card, and you're not getting that either. So Devin Haney, who's he going to fight? Devin Haney recently complained and said that these Mitch boxing promoters are messing it up, and that is the reason why he hasn't returned. So you can blame the promoters and call Eddie Hearn a snake and the fakest person you met and sue Golden Boy, and then now you wonder why you're not getting some of the opportunities that you think you deserve. Like, this is probably the worst position we've seen a fighter in recent memory, because he's seemingly beefing with promoters, but to go against the promoters, you're going against the machine. So Eddie Hearn is business as usual. He's gonna secure Jack Catterall's fight. He's gonna secure Conor Benn, try to get him a fight, and Jaron Ennis, the people who are signed to him, and you're on the outside looking in because you wanted to be your own boss or be independent. And then now you're calling promoters names and calling Eddie Hearn names, saying he's the fakest ninja, suing Golden Boy, and you're kind of being boxed out. Plus, the money that you probably want or demanding, your style of fight doesn't really warrant. Meaning you're not Gervonta Davis, where it's a strong likelihood that it's a super exciting fight that ends in a knockout or knockdown. That's not even your bag. Like, your fights with George Kambosos, 24 rounds, both went to distance. Lomachenko, after you fought Kambosos and stopped him, became the first to stop him. Not even Teofimo stopped him. Imagine if Tank fought Kambosos for all those belts. I would have to picture Tank would stop Kambosos as well, right? So you probably want mega millions. Your stock is in the drain, and all the options that you called out or said you were willing to fight, you either passed it up, like Sandor Martin, Liam Paro, maybe Teofimo, and then the other options you call out, Barrios and guys like Jack Catterall, they're all getting fights lined up. So yeah, who is Devin Haney gonna fight?